Craig, Jerome Hughes, how is he will he play?
Yeah, I think he's, again, we'll have to see how he pulls up, but yeah, he got through most of it today, so yeah, we're really confident he'll be okay.
Did you put him through a fitness test, or it's not really? Or
No, he just done, he didn't do all of it today, but we didn't plan for him to do all of it either. You know, what we planned for him to do, he done, so you know, we think he's going to be okay.
And Xavier, how's he tracking? No chance?
We haven't named him, so we can't put him in.
Would he potentially be a chance for next week?
Yeah, we'll just worry about this week first and worry about next week.
There's plenty of mind games usually around finals time. A lot of talk around the theory of his fitness. Do you think that could be a mind game taking place?
I don't know. It might be, it might not be. I don't know, but we're not concerned about that. We expect him to play, and we're prepared for that.
Just in the past, our Penrith's confirmed that Jerome Luai will play, and they kind of expect you to target that shoulder. Is that how you go about things?
Oh, we'd like to see him make a few tackles, so yeah. So we'll see how that goes.
We've seen you wearing Penrith jerseys this week. Can you talk us through the reasoning behind that?
Oh, if you guys come a little bit more often, you probably see that during the year. You know, we do that 4 or 5 times during the year, so it's nothing new. It's just, you know, when we sort of face good opposition, you know, we just sort of remind the players who we're playing, and with having our reserve grade guys, you know, just wearing t-shirts of the opposition. So, like I say, we've been doing it for 10 years, and like I say, it's probably the 4th or 5th time we've done it this year. So.
A couple of Panthers boys said the photos looked a bit weird, though.
Oh well, again, it's just, you know, the idea is just to remind us who we're playing against, you know, and you know what their strengths are, and you know who their players are. So yeah, like at the end of the day, it's just as I said, a little reminder of who we're playing.
Craig, you've had plenty of special victories over the journey, but to win last week, backs against the wall, a number of injuries. What motivation and energy did the group take from that?
Oh yeah, well, you know, you can have a guess at that, but you don't really. You know, obviously everyone was excited after the game. You know, win the game like that, it's obviously, you know, special, and you know, having said that, you know, we're probably fortunate. You know, either team could have won it, but we did, you know, and took a great play from, you know, Munster and Walbrook to score that try. So again, you know, like we'll see that tomorrow night. We'll be able to answer that question. But yeah, I think, you know, it's obviously give everyone a bit of an uplift, and knowing that, you know, we can hang in and still come home at the end, you know. So, but you know, again, it's a different team this week. It's a different proposition. We're playing, you know, the team that finished on top of the competition. So, but like I say, yeah, I think, you know, to win the game like we did last week, it certainly adds a bit of excitement to it.
Not too often Storm, you know, in these sort of big games have gone in as underdogs, but is that where you'd rather be? Do you have less expectation?
At the end of the day, I'm a footy coach, not a bookmaker. So at the end of the day, they can do what they like, and people can bet on who they want. You know, at the end of the day, that's not my business. So yeah, like I say, obviously, yeah, as I said, you'd probably expect that. You know, like Penrith have been the standout side for 3 or 4 years. You know, and the last 3 or 4 years. So. You know, and they've finished minor premiers again this year, so they're obviously a very, very good side, you know. So, but as I said, that's up to the bookmakers, not me.
You played the Panthers in a prelim a couple of years ago. That was a pretty brutal game, that one.
Yeah.
Does that still burn for some of the guys that were around for that one?
Yeah, it was sort of like you know, I remember the time, and I remember the score and whatever. But that was when we was in lockdown. We were up in I know we were in Twin Waters, or actually we were at Noosa, but yeah, it obviously hurt at the time. Obviously, you know, again, it was a little bit like last week's game. You know, either side could have won it, but for them, you know, that they won and went on to win the premiership. So yeah, again, I wouldn't say it still burns. You know, if you keep hanging on to something like that for 2 or 3 years, that's going to take a lot of energy out of you. So yeah, you try to get rid of that feeling straight away. It is hard, you know, in the off season, but when you start next season, it's usually gone.
Prelims are often so hard to win, sometimes even harder than grand finals, given their brutality. So you know, talking about Jerome and Jerome Luai as well. So both sides. I mean, just talk us through the risk v reward factor of playing a player who might not be 100%, given how brutal these matches are.
Yeah, again, I don't see the prelim, a whole heap different to, other finals games, like all grand finals, like they're obviously big games because they get you to the last game of the year, and that's what everybody, when you start your pre-season, when you start your season, that's the aim for all clubs, so, like I say, like we're not going to take a big risk, and I imagine Penrith wouldn't take a big risk either, at the end of the day, you don't want them guys, starting the game and getting hurt in the first 5 or 10 minutes. That puts a lot of pressure on the rest of the team, especially the positions that they play. They play key positions. So, like I say, we're not going to play Jerome if we don't think he's, very, very close to top fitness. And I imagine Penrith, would do the same, because at the end of the day, they're important players. And, these sort of games, like I say, it's like any other sudden death final, grand final. At the end of the day, if you don't win, you don't play next week, and so, and that's, as I said, everyone's aim at the start of the year, every team, is to, be there at the end of September, early October. So, we need to go one extra step to achieve that. And but like I say, we're not thinking about next week. We're just thinking about tomorrow night.
How much better do you see Jerome Luai allow Nathan Cleary to play when they're playing together at full strength?
Oh, again, they obviously played together, for a long time, But I thought young Cog had come in there and done a really good job for him, So, but like I say, obviously those guys having that combination, having those combinations in a lot of big games, that's going to be very helpful for them.
How much of a factor is it the game's being played at a core instead of out of Penrith? Is that a bit of an upswing for you guys?
I think there'll be probably more Penrith supporters there than Storm supporters. But at the end of the day, that's not our decision. That's the NRL's decision. So whatever the decision is, we'll go with it.
Craig, what do you enjoy most about these last 2 weeks, having done it so many times?
You don't really enjoy it any more than during the season, to be quite honest. What you do enjoy, if you get a result and you won the last game of the year, that's when you enjoy it. Other than that, it's you're working hard out here and working hard, during the week to try and do your job the best you can, and that's what we expect of our players. And if that happens, well, everyone's real happy at the end. But if you get beat, well, it obviously takes the edge off. But like I say, it's I think we've done a great job. Our players have done a great job this year, to get to where we got to. But that doesn't mean we're not real hungry, to go that extra step. We've had a little bit of an up and down year too, with some of our consistency, but probably losing the players that we lost in the off season, especially we lost 4 forwards that sort of took about 800 or 900 games out of our experience out of our team. So that wasn't hard to replace. But the way they've really strung it together the last month or so, obviously we had a disappointing game up in Brisbane, but to hang in like we did last week and to come back at the end shows that they've got a lot of belief in each other. And if we put that sort of effort in tomorrow night, we'll see what happens from there.
Do you feel like, talk about the loss of those forwards, do you feel like you have exceeded your own expectations?
Again, like it's easy to look back now. Like I don't have any expectations to start the year. At the end of the day, what I concerned with is just playing the best we can each week, and to do that you need to prepare well. So I've never looked too far forward, and I don't really look too far back. I've always sort of concentrated on what I need to do now, and then worry about what we do today, and then tomorrow worry about what we've got to do tomorrow. So, but like I say, just sort of, your opposition is each week. Just, plan your week out and do the best you can and see what happens.